Some of you guys watch me because you're consistently profitable already, while others watch me because you're not profitable, hence why you're trying to learn from my YouTube videos. Well, in today's video, I'm going to go over why and how you can determine whether you're unprofitable because of psychology or because of your strategy. And honestly, the really short, too long, didn't read answer to spat is really just journaling. If you journal your trades and then journal the trades that you take that are valid within your strategy and the ones that are invalid, check the percent of how often you are taking proper disciplined trades versus not disciplined. If your EV is high and you're taking disciplined trades, that's good. However, obviously, if you're negative and you're taking a lot of not disciplined trades, that could mean that most likely your issue is your psychology and not your edge. Because some of you guys do lack an edge, while others lack a psychological stable mindset in trading. Today I'm gonna go over about patience, and as well as really how I was able to catch 6 risk reward here on NQ, and then took 1 winner and 1 loss and some break evens today. So yeah, let's get straight into it. All right, so the first setup here is on NQ. Again, I was unable to trade earlier on NQ because I was up last night trading Asia session, which I'll do a separate trade recap on. But basically for NQ, this is what I was seeing on the higher time frame. I was seeing we were in this 4-hour 1-hour demand. If you go to the daily, again, I usually don't go in the daily time frame. I use my daily bias indicator to tell me what my bias is on the daily. So that was pointing bullish, as you can see. On the higher time frame, we have this 4-hour unmitigated POI that got mitigated near open. And if you want to refine this, you can refine this to the 1 hour if you like. So there's the 1 hour. Go down to 30 minute if you want further refine. I don't see any other refinements, so we'll keep this on the 1 hour. Now, in terms of setup quality, this is an A+ setup because we've taken out previous day low. We tapped into the 1 hour origin. There's no other unmitigated PY below, and we've taken out all this liquidity here essentially. So I do see us going much higher from here. I even sent it out to the group chat as well. If you guys are in the private chat, if you're not, make sure to join. I do have a link down below now where you can literally get much cheaper budget option access towards the private Discord group without needing to pay for the full price of the course. So here's a quick little screenshot from my Discord server in the private chat. As you can see, you get access to this with your $29 a month subscription. Again, super affordable, and you also get access to my private trading journal with 700 plus journal trades that I've taken in the past, and you can even try to self-learn and replicate my strategy through that. Otherwise, take the course and you can learn everything from A to Z about my strategy. But here I was telling everyone around 1 p.m. I was telling everyone I was bullish on NQ and ES if you're trading that right now. And I sent a few setups in the Discord today. So yeah, if you go to the lower time frame, basically on the higher time frame, once I saw this 1 hour demand get tapped, I saw we have a massive 1 hour gap to the upside. The next PY that I'm looking to trade up to at least is this 30-minute supply above. Now, I don't need to anticipate too far. I do think we will go for pre-stay high at some point here. I think this is new all-time highs on. Not new all-time highs. We're getting close. We will at some point take out pre-stay high, but intraday-wise, we don't need to anticipate that far, depending on how much volatility there is in price. And you can see we already have majority of volatility coming in from the kill zone. So since we're outside of kill zone, it's less likely we deliver 2%. I mean, 2% ES or NQ is a solid amount within a single session. If you look at the other previous sessions, they don't deliver as much, especially this day. There's only a small delivery. Same with this day. Today we had a lot of volatility, so that means we have a lot of volatility going to the upside as well. Now, basically my bias was bullish, so 1 o'clock roughly was when I sent the alert telling everyone look for longs around here. I missed the setup here. There was a setup here. There's no entry for me unless you want to use a limit order off this POI. Otherwise, there's no entry here, so I missed this. And then there's another way you guys could have entered this to the upside here using a limit order OB continuation setup here and just target the next high. Again, whenever we have a big gap to the left, yes, we will fill it, but try not to usually go for a big target unless there's already a liquidity sweep paired with this setup. Then you're more safe. So there's a 1.6R limit OB continuation, but I'm waiting for a high probability setup with a sweep. Remember, you want to wait for manipulation as much as you can whenever you're trading. So we already had 2 nice bullish setups here, and here. And then I took my setup here for 6RR. I used my new limit order entry model paired with the stop hunter, right? Because stop hunter, I've taught you guys in a new course content video that there's 4 different ways of now entering the stop hunter setup. This is the new method, and it provides you basically a big bonus in terms of a lot more RR potential. And you also have a better break-even point in case price does come back. If you use a normal entry model that you teach you guys for Stop Hunter, you might have gotten, you definitely would have got hit break even here if you went break even. But for me, I just held this setup all the way, and you can see even with this new entry model, you could have had your stop loss covering this low once we had a decent move or took out this high. So instead of going break even, you could just cover this for taking a half hour loss. Again, majority of my trades, I'm only taking either a -1 break even or a positive RR winner. There's a few times where I will take half losses, but those are quite rare. I like to let my setup play out in its entirety from my backtesting data to keep the numbers easier to calculate with my edge. But anyway, basically, I just wrote a quick note here. You can read through this if you want. I'm not going to read through it on stream or on in this video, but essentially, point is, if you don't want to go for a long trade, always just target the next high when the trend on the right is shifting in your direction. This is ideal market conditions I've talked about in my new course video. Remember, the left trend is bullish here, okay? Go on the higher time frame. We are bullish. This is just a liquidity sweep to go higher. So we're bullish on the left, and now on the right, we are now bullish instead of comparing to here where we were bearish here, right? Counter trending the left trend. Now we're bullish, going pro and pro. So if we're pro and pro, you want to be trading with this trend. You don't want to be shorting this market here. Yes, there are good shorts you could have taken, like this short played out here. You could have took a scalp here. But whenever you're taking a short, remember, go for the very conservative TP 1-to-1s or go for the next PY that's in discount. Nothing further past that. So I took the stop hunter here, and basically I TP'd. If I just go undo everything and get back to where I TP'd, visually, it was a bit above this high here. So this trade did last me almost 2 hours, unfortunately. I should have just TP'd here for 5 hour. It's only a +1 hour difference here at this point. It's more risky the later we come into the session. Volatility typically dies off, but today we had a pretty solid move to the upside, even in the afternoon session. Because, how do I know this? Because we have this massive gap here to fill, right? So it's clear to me at some point we're going to get a massive move. But ideally, you want to wait for manipulation, such as this, to then enter for the big moves. Otherwise, if you don't have manipulation, just target the next high or low on the right. Stop looking too much to the left here. These left PYs, like I said, will just cause retracements. Even the right liquidity points, such as highs on the right here, will cause retracements, as you can see, right? So there's more money to be made, essentially, is the gist that taken from my trading that I should start implementing into my system. Meaning, I target this high for 5 RR, and I should be taking these counter trend trades to get more money out of the pocket. I can get a 1 RR depending on if I do aggressive or conservative. I can get 2 RR aggressive wise. So I can make 5 RR, 2 RR, and another 5 to 6 to 10 RR here. And you can easily make or get 20 RR sessions trading this way. So yeah, that's basically summing up my day on NQ here. Let's go on gold now. So on gold, we had a lot of chop. Very straightforward setup. Basically, I was bullish on gold as well. We took out previous day low. The left is bullish, obviously, right? We're making new all-time highs. Stop hunter here failed. We had a 5-minute confirmation with IFG that also failed. Then we tapped into a POC, and I took a break even on these two next setups just because I noticed here we're starting to consolidate. And whenever you consolidate, price can do whatever it wants. You can read all these notes if you want. I'm trying to make these YouTube videos as short as I can for future purposes, but read all these notes. And yeah, basic point is, you don't really want to hold for these trades if you're just consolidating a lot near your entry. If it's far from my entry, if price is up here already and it's consolidating up here, I'm okay with this depending on the time of day. But keep in mind, this is later in the session as well. We can expect more chop, not like clean delivery such as this, right? So later we did get finally holding this 30-minute demand with this internal manipulation to go higher. So yeah, we did ultimately reach my target, but like I said, day trading isn't just about direction, it's also about timing your entries. Hope you guys do enjoy today's video. Again, if you guys want to learn more from me, click the link down below to apply for a one-on-one mentorship. If you want to learn at your own pace, you can check out the Hunter course or join the low ticket monthly Discord subscription. First 10 people in there are in at $29 a month. Everyone else is going to be double that price. So hope to see you guys in there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.